Today we're going to be looking at two of the most popular weed stocks in the market today, Canopy Growth Corp and Aurora Cannabis. We're going to find out which one is the better investment right now. So getting right into it, Canopy Growth Corp, ticker symbol CGC, has a $10.5 billion market cap, and Aurora Cannabis, ticker symbol ACBFF, has a market cap of around $6.5 billion. The major difference here though is not that the market caps are vastly different, Canopy is almost double the size of Aurora, but it's also that Canopy is listed on the New York Stock Exchange, the NYSE, whereas Aurora is actually traded over the counter on the pink sheets. So this right here could raise a red flag for investors, and for someone seriously considering this might actually be a turnoff, and the answer is kind of clear at that point, which one is the better investment. But anyways, let's say you're okay with this, you don't mind trading stocks over the counter. Let's move on and look at some more numbers here. So Canopy brought in last year around $76 million in revenue, where Aurora brought in a measly $18 million in revenue. So the revenue isn't even half there of Canopy's, but the market cap is about half of Canopy's. So something smells like it's a bit overvalued here. But that being said, both of these companies, despite of their $1 million of revenue, are still unprofitable. They're both losing money still. So if you're looking for a profitable cannabis company, you gotta keep looking. And this also kind of raises a red flag in this industry in general, because if you're gonna be paying $10 billion for a company like Canopy, you expect that company to be pretty solid, bringing in good amounts of money, growing pretty well. And yes, although the growth as well and the potential in the future is very high, the fact that they're actually losing most of the money that they're bringing in is actually a bit worrisome. Analysts also believe that Canopy is a better value here than Aurora if you had to pick one of these two. But you have to keep in mind this is a new industry, a lot still has to be proven, and that goes with the Analyst Ratings too. They are pretty much just as clueless about the future of this industry as we are. No one can predict that. If they could, they'd be multi-billionaires instantly because, you know, you can read the future. But if you are curious about what analysts think, you can see here that CGC Canopy actually has around a 41% upside, whereas Aurora only has a measly 11% upside. Again though, this is a new industry, coverage has just begun recently on these companies, so a lot can change even over the next year. Now continuing on with this comparison, we have charts here of both these companies. So looking first here at the technical charts of Aurora, we can see here that it's down around 55% from its all-time high, which is insane to really think about because it means that if you invested in this at the top, you would be down more than half of your money currently. And that's in a span of only 8 months. Yes, I know it's not a loss until you sell, but let's take a look here at what Canopy did in the last 8 months to show you what the potential was if you invested in Canopy. Now here we can see from the charts on Canopy that it actually keeps making new all-time highs and just surpassed $50 per share. In the same time period that Aurora went down 55%, Canopy went up almost 100%. So instead of losing half of your money, you would have essentially doubled your money. But hey, you gotta remember, hindsight is 20/20. No one can go back in time and do this. But if you were lucky enough to pick Canopy over Aurora back 8 months ago at the beginning of 2018, congratulations on your profits. Another big thing I really want to make note of here is that Canopy has a big investor behind it, and that's Constellation Brands. So Constellation Brands actually owns around 38% or so of Canopy, and they believe that this is the company to put their money into for the future of the cannabis industry. Now, of course, they have plans to kind of have this infused with some of their drinks. Constellation Brands owns drinks like Corona, for example. So they might have something like a marijuana-infused Corona beer. And this is kind of what people are speculating with this investment that they made. Now, on the other hand, Aurora doesn't really have any notable big players that have invested in them. But I'm sure if they continue on the trajectory that they're going, if they can prove that they continue to grow, that there will be a couple of big investors that come in at some point to compete with Constellation Brands, because there are other beer manufacturers out there that are looking to enter the space as well to compete with Constellation. So based on the facts that I showed you today, it's clear that Canopy Growth has had better performance. It does show better growth potential. It does have better revenues and overall is a bigger company. But I really want to know what you guys think. Do you really think that Aurora is a better investment than Canopy Growth Corp? Or maybe there's another company out there that you think is even better than these two. So I'd be curious to hear what that company is in the comment section down below. So I personally hold a weed stock in my portfolio for the long term. I'm up well over 100% on this position, and it's something that I just plan to keep in my portfolio, not look at until retirement, and then potentially pull that money out. So if you're curious to find out what stock that is, make sure to join the VIP group, link in the description. I'll disclose every single position that I have, and I'll even disclose my cost basis on that and the overall position weighting of that in my overall portfolio. Either way, guys, hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, and I'll see you in the next one.